Back Better to Big Beautiful Bill to Dear God, What's Going to Happen Next? Welcome to the Economic Hellscape edition of The Breakdown.
Yeah, The Breakdown starts now. It's like the attack of the killer bees. So many bees, Rick, we're in trouble.
So many bees. It's murder hornets.
I don't like it at all. I don't like it all. But we have so much to get into this week.
there really is. And I guess we ought to talk about this flaming shit show disaster of a bill that the House passed by one vote. Which, we were pretty much expecting this vote to be cast this way. We did not have a lot of hope that there were any Republicans in the House that were going to express bravery or courage or fortitude or resolve or principle or giving a shit about the enormous debt bomb that's about to explode in the middle of the American economy.
Yeah.
What do you know? So, now it goes to the Senate. And again, if you guys are all hoping for Josh Hawley this week said, "Oh, don't cut Medicaid, don't cut Medicare," and Susan Collins talking about, they're all going to vote for it. They're all going to vote for it. Trust me. There are no good guys left in that caucus. And we've talked a lot about this. This is going to hurt a lot of people. This is going to hurt a lot of people. And the tax cuts are temporary for the lowest end, but permanent at the top. And the lowest end, I mean, this chart is, this is not exactly a chart that it would be approved by Edward Tufte. If you've never read his book, The Visual Display of Quantitative Information, I recommend it. This is that thing at the top, that big red bar, that would be the richest couple of hundred people in America getting that benefit. At the bottom, Medicaid cuts. Oh, well, look at that. The Inflation Reduction Act climate funds, which actually they're saying climate, but it's all Inflation Reduction Act funds that are going to be pooled in there. Student loans mean you're going to get fucked on student loans. So all of this comes out to be a colossal, horrifying fuck job on middle-class America. Congrats, Republicans. You own it.
Yeah. So I'm not a big fan of charts. I'm a big fan of words, however, and we're calling this the murder bill, but not just because it's putting people's lives in danger and at risk. Yeah. I'm calling it that also because it's an American dream killer. This is 100%. About widening that gap between the very, very, very elite wealthy and your average American who is just trying to get by at this point. Forget about even trying to get ahead. People are just trying to get by. And what is America? We have to go back to the basics in many ways when we talk about this bill and say, what kind of country do we want to build for ourselves, for future generations? And right now, the American dream, I'm not seeing it, Rick.
Look, this is going to be an enormous giveaway. And look, guys, I'm not some radical populist here. I'm a free market guy, and I believe that the free market means to treat everybody equally. The people that are being given a soft cushion are Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg and Peter Thiel and the top of Trump's Silicon Valley and Wall Street supporters.
Yeah.
The middle of America.
Where is Elon Musk now?
Fucked. Rural hospitals, healthcare. Get ready to have mom and dad move home, everybody, because nursing home coverage is going to be cut in this bill. Congrats.
Well, I think we need to talk about that in real terms. I'm glad that you're putting it that way, Rick, because this is all very real to people, and it's going to impact the day to day. People think politics doesn't matter. Who's in office doesn't matter. Both sides are the same. This bill makes it very clear that both sides are not the same.
Both sides ain't the same, kiddos.
the work requirements. Like on its surface, it seems like, oh, maybe if you don't dig into the bill, if you're not paying attention, oh yeah, work requirements are good. But some of these work requirements are requiring people to work who can't work, who maybe have young children at home that are supposed to fend for themselves. They're lowering the age of dependence. Like, this is stuff that people need to look into. I want every morning show. They talk, I guess the ABC president told the people at the View that they shouldn't be talking about politics. No, I want every single show right now to go over this bill in minute detail so that the average American can actually see what's being taken away from them to be able to be given to billionaires.
One of the things you mentioned, Maya, that I think is really important is they've lowered the age of dependence from 18 to 7. So now, if you have an 8-year-old child, it is the belief of this administration that that child is self-sufficient and could work and support the family, could be left alone, doesn't need food aid of any kind. I don't know about you. Now, when I was 8, I was a feral little fucker, and I could have probably survived. When I was 8, I was riding off into the orange groves with a 22 rifles across the handlebars of my bike. But most kids today are not really quite that self-sufficient. And I think that this is one of those things that unless we talk about it, when this bill starts hitting, people will be more shocked than they already are. They'll be more appalled than they already are. And they should be appalled. It's appalling. And this is not a tax cut. This is a redistribution of wealth from the lowest quartile to the highest, for the most vulnerable people in America to the least vulnerable people in America. If you believe that Elon Musk will create more jobs because he gets a few extra $1 billion every year, you are on crack cocaine. Please seek medical help.
Oh yeah, well, because what's looming very largely in the corner is the fact that AI tech, a lot of things are going to be taking away a lot of work opportunities for people. So these companies are going to be looking at their bottom line. So no, Elon Musk doesn't care about creating jobs for the American people.
And luckily the bill has hidden away in it. There's a lot of stinkers hidden in this bill. Luckily, it has hidden away in it a ban on regulating AI for the next decade.
Stop.
True story. So guess what? That means all these fucking mad scientist goons are going to create the AI, and that's how you get Terminators, folks. You want Terminators? That's how you get Terminators.
This is horrifying because it really does affect. There are so many positions right now. I heard from a friend of mine, from somebody at PricewaterhouseCoopers, that they're basically not hiring new grads anymore because AI can do it.
AI can do it. I talked to somebody the other day at a tech firm who's a donor of ours, supporter, friend of ours, who said that roughly 80% of the programmers with a job today in Silicon Valley will not have one in 2 years. 80%. Now, look, is this AI productivity increase going to be something amazing for the economy? Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Some parts of it will be, but you blow out several $100 billion of salaries from those people. Where do they go next? Yeah. It's not like they're going to go and it's not like AI is going to get less capable and they're going to have, ironically, I've thought about this. Ironically, the people that are going to lose their jobs next are the ones where the political impact is going to really come home to roost for the MAGA folks. Doctors, lawyers, accountants, tax professionals of all descriptions. It's going to blow this big hole in the suburban middle class Republican vote that the only parallel to it is what happened to the auto industry after the 1980s, where Japanese cars just took over the market. But this is a much bigger order of magnitude problem for them. And they're going to have to own the fact that they said, yeah, no, we're not going to regulate this stuff. We're not going to touch it. It's okay. It's cool. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, it'll be fine, Rick, because like Letnick says, they can head into the factory. So I'm sure there will be vocational training programs. So
I'm sure. You know what? I was told that the children yearn to go back into the mines, and
the 9-year-olds.
Every American wants to go, as Howard Lutnick said, screw little screws into the back of an iPhone.
Well, yeah, because you can't afford to buy a doll, so you'll make your doll. That's
right.
It's artisanal America. Make
Right.
America.
You know what?
Again.
We're gonna go back to it's gonna be very Amish. It's got a very Amish vibe to it. You know
Churn
what?
the butter.
Clean living, churn that butter, motherfucker.
Sadly, I'm laughing, but it's because deep inside,
right. I'm laughing, but I'm not. Also, there is a thing called the MAGA Baby Trust Fund.
Yeah,
I don't know what it means. I just think that it sounds creepy as fuck.
Yeah, what is with the renaming of the account is the Trump account? Like, what is this like? Are they making accounts for babies? What? Like,
I don't know yet. I just saw it in the notes, and I'm just like, of course, why don't we name it the Donald Trump Fund? Why don't we name everything after the dear leader? I really think this bill is a large, messy, depressing, horrible thing. But if you're wondering why the stock market took a shit the last 2 days, folks, it's because all the rating agencies are like, we're going to blow a giant hole, a bigger hole in the national debt and deficit. We're going to blow a bigger hole. If you think interest rates are coming down now after what the bond market has done this week, good luck.
Yeah, but
good luck.
But Mike Johnson seems to think it's an amazing thing. I don't know if y'all saw that clip. Ricky, we've got the clip.
Yeah, let's play that.
On the world stage. And today wouldn't be possible without the leadership of arguably the most powerful and the most successful and the most respected president in the modern era of the United States. Our Democrat colleagues mock the objective truth. We were delivered unified government, my friends, in November. The White House, the Senate, and the House were delivered to the party on this side of the aisle. So you can laugh all you want, all right?
So, look, I mean, that degree of ass kissing with Mike Johnson there ordinarily requires the services of a trained professional, which would trigger Mike Johnson's porn app, just in case. But look,
mandate.
This bill's horrible, but DC had a lot of other horrible this week as well. We had Trump in the Oval Office, actually in one of the most embarrassing things in this country of my lifetime. This whole fake white farmer genocide bullshit that he's trying to sell and Elon's trying to sell. But I gotta say, Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa laid way back, but that was a beautiful smack on Trump in the Oval Office.
I was gonna say that was, yeah, we do. Let's see the shade.
We need an Air Force One until our sets Air Force One is being built. 2 of them being built. But Boeing's a little bit late, unfortunately. So why did they give us a plane to the United States Air Force? That's what that idiot talks about after viewing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did. I take it. I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay. But coming back to this issue, which I really would like us to talk about.
I don't know who's next to the president, but he's hilarious too, because you could see the look on his face.
Oh yeah. Look, I mean,
these offices.
Look, everybody who thought the Zelensky meeting was the most embarrassing thing Trump could ever do in the Oval Office, other than that incredibly fucking tacky Temu decor he slapped over every flat surface in that room. It really is, though. I mean, he's not even ashamed of the grift. He took the bribe. He took the plane.
Yeah.
He took the bribe.
The Oval Office now is starting to feel to me. The Oval Office right now is starting to feel to me like those confessional type scenes in the reality shows. Like everyone's expecting it. What's the crazy thing he's going to say in the Oval with a world leader? Like it's this new brand, new segment of reality TV that we're seeing. Completely insane. The entire administration is inept, corrupt.
It's just vile. I mean, speaking of vile, I don't know if did we talk about this last week? The reality TV show idea.
Oh,
where
Chrissy
Noem is dealing with apparently some people who are the lowest hanging scumbag fruit of Hollywood to produce some sort of like Running Man style weird immigration reality show. If you can't describe what habeas corpus is, Christy, and you can't explain why you need a brand new jet, and you can't explain the law, you should not be trying to sell America on a reality TV show that gives away American citizenship. It is unbelievably fucking tacky. But then again, you sleep with Corey Lewandowski, so you're familiar with unbelievably fucking tacky.
Yeah, no,
I'm a bitch.
when she explained the needing of the jet, and she's like, well, it means the world to them when I'm out there in the field and I'm visiting, like she's on some sort of USO entertainment tour, and everybody.
Don't give her ideas. Don't give her ideas.
Like she's a Maxim model and she's posing because that's like, of course they want to meet you. They like probably have like a centerfold of her somewhere in their freaking locker. Like, stop. Like, it is insane to me what she's trying to get away with.
Christy, gnome porn is an extremely niche OnlyFans area.
Why?
You know why I'm doing it? You know why I'm doing it? Because we got reprimanded earlier by our own editors.
Yes, we do.
No, I'm off the rails. No, I'm crazy.
That's like,
Don't you know me? I'm loco, ese.
very true. But yes, but apparently getting back on the rails. I guess nobody cares about habeas corpus anyway. Republicans don't care about our founding documents anymore. Right. It's like they hate America.
I want to know where all the pocket constitution people are on this one.
Yeah, me too.
You know? I want to know where all the pocket constitution guys are, who are obsessed with the strict word of the Constitution.
Yeah,
I want to know where they are on the Fifth Amendment.
Yeah, where the originalists at?
Because they seem to have forgotten about those, or just like those are inconvenient, or those are magical thinking in some way. It's quite something.
Well, and here's the thing. They think right now it's only coming for the immigrants they don't like, right? They think,
sure, good luck.
Yeah. But I just saw that they're doing this to nice, blonde, blue-eyed immigrants as well. We have is it a Dutch family? What are they, Dutch?
Yeah, they're Dutch.
Look at
them.
They're
Dutch.
So sweet.
And you know, call me crazy, but I don't think he's a member of Trendy Agua.
No. Just a member of didn't do the right paperwork, apparently, which is, it's like, God forbid anybody have ADHD and also be trying to get legal status in America, because if you miss one piece of paperwork, you might end up in ICE custody for indefinitely, because you know what? No more due process or habeas corpus, because Republicans want to throw it out.
And Republicans also, for all that they love, they want to encourage more babies in America. The mother here is 8 months pregnant. Good luck.
Yeah. And she's a U.S.
Now they're going to
citizen,
deport her husband.
Yep.
I got nothing.
Yeah. No,
I got nothing. It's all a show. They're running out of brown people, Maya. They're running out of brown people.
And they're trying. And this is the thing. So they're getting rid of, there's raids left and right. They're suspending cases so that they can have an excuse to deport people when they're showing up for their hearings, right? So people who think they're just going in for their regular check-in are finding out, oh, no, getting deported. And so all of this, of course, enabled by Palantir's immigration OS technology. That
the national snitchware.
Yeah, basically. And so, again, this is just enriching a bunch of folks who could give a crap about our American dream. So I'm a little frustrated because I know that my parents worked incredibly hard to come up. And so I would like to be able to do the same, and for my daughter to be able to do the same and not have to encounter whatever the fuck it is that they're making us go through right now. Insanity. Why didn't you all vote?
Yeah,
for Kamala.
Yeah. How y'all feeling in Detroit now? How y'all feeling? Feel good?
Okay.
How's that working out for you?
Okay.
All right, let's
moving right along.
Moving right along. Let's talk a little bit about Joe Biden. And I did a video the other night about this, where I know it's become very fashionable to kick Joe Biden around a lot. And we can all litigate whether he should have stepped out earlier, should have run at all. All those things are legitimate discussions at some point. But, I have really been trying hard myself to find some grace and compassion where a lot of it's been worn down in my life, and I admit that by bullshit lawsuits and the constant threats and all the crap out there in the world. But I got to tell you, this is a case where Americans should take a breath, take a beat, not try to make this into the latest MAGA or progressive talking point. I'm not saying those are equivalent groups, but there were a lot of people on the progressive side who were like, see. Guys, give it a beat. Give it a breath. He's a former president. He was a good president. He was a good man. He has survived more in his life, more pain and more suffering and more stress and more trauma than almost any of us could imagine. And I think we deserve, as a country, sometimes to ratchet out of making everything into the political talking point of the day. And I'm not talking about the Jake Tapper book right now. We can talk about that another time. But this is a guy who gave his all for this country his whole life and is now suffering from hopefully treatable but advanced cancer. And you know, I will step back from my quest for grace for a moment to tell Donald Trump to fuck himself for going out and saying it's stage 9 cancer of the auto pen and blah 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 and rambling and attacking him. It's just obscene. But you know, in the category of obscene, Donald Trump always there's no bottom. So anyway, Maya, what do you think about this? Because I've been really contemplating like
I had to
watching the reaction has disappointed me in every side of our political equation right now.
Yeah, I was actually pretty shocked. I had to DM a friend of mine who I wouldn't say acquaintance. We go back about 15 years, and she's a pretty prominent progressive influencer who said that this was karma, and people went at her pretty hard. She ended up having to delete the video, and I said, you know, that sends the wrong message to people who may have lost somebody who has cancer, but also, in addition to that, what kind of, like, who do we want to be? Like, as a country, like, as a people, like, do we want to be compassionate? Do we want to be empathetic? Do we want to try? Because that's what holds a country together, right? Is some sort of shared, unified vision of who we want to be. And so do we want to be cynical and mean, or do we want to be a country that can at least come together around something that's like a deadly disease that is harming somebody who truly, like, you can say what you want about Joe Biden. He sincerely cares about the country. It's not like Trump, who clearly only cares about himself.
Right.
Like, there's this idea that Biden somehow was involved in all of this self-dealing and this corruption, etc. Exactly.
And look, I think, and folks, this doesn't mean that we don't go out and swing the axe at injustice and bad people all the time, because we do. But it means that we can also have some grace once in a while when there's a moment like this. And look, there's been some very disappointing reactions to the AJ shooting of the Israeli diplomats. Mm-hmm. I've seen some very, very ugly shit on both sides of the political equation. And again, I don't care where you are on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Celebrating this is sick. Blaming every person on the left for it is equally sick. And it diminishes the loss of these lives, I think, in a pretty fundamental way.
Yeah, I mean, I know we joked a lot during this show, but it's really incredibly important right now to be mindful of the fact that words matter. And when it comes to political rhetoric and how our leaders speak, how we speak, anybody right now who makes a post has the potential to be a leader. Something can go viral very quickly, disinformation even quicker. And so it becomes that much more important to be mindful about what we say and how we say it.
Disinformation can have its boots on and run around the world before I can click the block button, if I may modernize that phrase. Hey, folks, we will be back again next Tuesday with more hijinks, frivolity. Hopefully, we will have some more excitement for you, and not so dark at the end. We kind of ended dark, but you know why we ended dark? Because we got reprimanded.
We did. I know. We were having so much fun.
Yeah, right.
And then we were told we couldn't have fun anymore.
Maya and I were told, like, stop having fun.
We were definitely, so in Catholic school, I was the kid that we would have been the ones in the back of the class, and I got slapped with the ruler many a time by the nuns, not gonna lie, for having too much fun. But yes, and we'll see.
Hang on, Rodney. Y'all, I got business to do.
We'll see you next Thursday.
Bye,
y'all.
everybody.